the ministry is improving the way that we are delivering character and citizenship education, and there will be a new approach with several elements. First, we are integrating the different elements of character and citizenship education into one framework. So the elements of values education, social emotional learning, pastoral guidance, as well as citizenship education. Now, with a framework, it will be more coherent and it provides a better focus, and it allows for the activities to be infused across different activities. Second, we will be having a lot more ground-up initiative from the students and the schools, and in that way, it engenders a greater sense of ownership. And there will be many elements for which we involve the parents through the family time and so on. There will be many more opportunities for parents to be involved, and in that way it provides for a better bonding as well as greater involvement of parents and the community. And this is a very important effort, because I think schools alone cannot succeed without the support of the parents and community. Yeah. And you saw earlier on how some of the students were also taking part in activities which are current, like for example our Singapore Conversation, and getting our students to envision the kind of home and school and community that they would like to see. And all these are elements which are responsive to events which are taking place.
So you did mention that CCE is probably one of the hardest subjects to teach.
It is.
So what kind of preparations will you be providing for teachers?
Yes. Well, first the teachers will receive more training, and at the same time we need to strike a balance between what is provided at the Ministry HQ as well as what is done from the ground up. I think having teachers to share their experiences in doing this will engender a greater sense of ownership, and at the same time having some materials which are provided by Ministry HQ will also provide for coherence as well as reduce the burden on teachers in delivering CCE.
Mr. Can we also ask you about Alvin Tan and all that? Because now it's been reported that he's going to lose his scholarship, but he can still be a student if he pays his fees. So what are your thoughts, on the punishment?
No, I will focus this interview just on what we are doing today, which is an important initiative. I've made my comments in Parliament, and I've made my stand very clear in Parliament.
有关于这个品格与教育课程，您认为它跟过去的相比，主要最大的不同在于哪里
？Thanks for asking me on that. Yeah, I think one. Let me use English first, because I think one other key element of the change is that there is the delivery of the CCE is linked to the life experience of the students and at the different stage of their growth and development, and in that way I think it provides for a more authentic learning experience, something which they can relate to more readily. 为什么我们停止使用好公民的课本？所以我很高兴呢，从2014年开始，教育部将推出新的好公民、好品德的教材。这是一套融合学生的日常生活经验的品格与公民的教育。这是一个让我们能够更好的接触学生，然后让他们领悟到品格与教育的重要性，所以要跟他们经常生活的融合在一起是非常重要的一块。
You mentioned during your first work plan seminar, this was one of the plans you had, the
Yes.
character education.
Yes.
Right? Can you go back and talk about, how do you hope that this program will revolutionize our education system, or how will it bring us back?
No, I wouldn't say that you will revolutionize our education system. First, I think it's important to clarify that actually the Ministry of Education has, over the years, been putting a focus on values education. But what we need to do is put a renewed focus on this, given all the changes that are happening around us. And at the same time, as I mentioned, we have over the years evolved many different programs, and what we are doing together is to put them into a coherent framework, so that and to put a clear focus on this, And with a clear framework and a clear focus on it, I think schools and students and parents will respond better to this set of activities. And by putting them together, it allows these activities to be infused across the activities in the school and outside the school. So it is not just one lesson in civics and moral education. It is something which cuts across all the different areas, and in that way, I hope that students, with the support of parents and teachers, will better develop the values and the character traits which will allow them to succeed and which will allow us to build a better society.
So I understand that all teachers are required to teach CCE. So how do you ensure that all teachers will have the same the values to teach such an important subject?
Well, I from my discussion with teachers, I think they are all quite committed to this. And teachers, I think, depending on the schools, they may specialize in different areas. So, for instance, in the case of the form teacher guidance period, every form teacher is expected to guide their students, and they will be trained in providing that form of learning, and in guiding the social emotional learning of the students under their charge. So that's an important element. But of course, in some schools, for instance, I've noticed some teachers have been asked to take on more classes because they are particularly good in putting out certain points of view and in being able to guide students. And some teachers are very creative in doing that. Yeah. So I think as we provide for more ground-up initiative, we'll see many interesting practices. I've already seen many, and I think we'll see many more interesting practices across different schools. And I think it can only improve over the years. Yeah. Yeah. 因为家长参与这项活动是非常重要的。品格与公民教育呢，不单只是学校的活动，因为最终呢还是品格与的教育，最终还是家长的一个很重要的责任，而且家长对孩子的成长过程对的影响是非常大的。
Previously with CME, there were teachers who used the period to teach other subjects, for example.
Yes.
So when they're enrolling our new curriculum, how do you ensure that this doesn't happen again?
Yes. Well, the commitment of school leaders and teachers towards this effort is critical, and we will have to ensure that this message is sent out, that is clearly understood. And I would say that in the last year or so, we have seen a far greater focus on this, because I think many teachers have responded very positively towards this initiative. Yeah.
Is there also a reason why, previously there was some topic, for example, during maths lesson, they are teaching about, say, the topic of money, you can bring in ethics and morals as well. So
yes.
Is there a reason why, like this new curriculum reviewed today, it doesn't have a specific, curriculum?
No, I think that's a very good question. It is not that these are separate activities. So as I mentioned, we have put the different elements into one framework, and that framework works together with the academic learning as well. So it's not separate activities. So earlier on, I mentioned about how the activities or how the learning of CCE will be infused across the different elements of the school experience in both the academic as well as the non-academic area.
Is there any update on the character EduSave awards?
Oh, I see. Well, coming soon. The awards will be given out soon. Yeah, I think it will be interesting. I've seen some examples in the schools, and I think it will be. And I've spoken to many teachers over the last 1 year. They have all been very supportive.
Feedback on the fact that it's like money for...
Oh no, I think it is a completely wrong way to characterize it, and many schools have been very positive, and many parents I've spoken to have been very supportive of it. Yeah. So I think we should just go ahead and recognize students who have displayed exemplary character, and they will be good role models to others.